Hello viewers, this is Michael from Screen Review, bringing you my 725 podcast. This is my 725 podcast. Like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly in case you don't understand me. I'll try to do my best with the breach part during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback, as well. I love tongue time today. So anyway, once again, I'll repeat that. Repeat that again. I'm gonna do my best not to breach your heart during this audio podcast recording, not to cause any audio feedback during this audio podcast recording. Anyway, as always, if you're under 18, this podcast might contain some adult language. If you're under 18, if you're under 18, this podcast might contain some adult language. If you're under 18. Now, if you're over 18, then you got to watch this audio podcast recording. So anyway, with this and everything else out of the way, let's get into the final season of Bel-Air. I gotta say, it wasn't bad. It was not a bad things to. Honestly, when I first, I have this. I felt like it could have gone on a bit longer. I felt like I felt like this could have gone on a bit longer. I felt like the series could have gone on a bit longer and whatnot. Maybe 5 seasons would have been enough and whatnot. Etc. Falling to their college years and whatnot. But this being a reboot, they want to separate itself from the original and whatnot. And also, don't get me wrong about the baby Nikki being a female in this version as well. But the series in a whole. The final series is like left us like Jazz and seems like Jazz and Hillary might get back together again. Ashley stubborn with her sexual identity and whatnot. Jeffrey, basically. We didn't really dig into much of Jesse's past in the syndicate that much in this final season, etc. I would have liked a flashback of how Jesse rose, that Jeffrey rose to his rise and his rise in the syndicate, and then up to he finally leaves the syndicate and whatnot. So basically, I would have liked some more flashback episodes, like a flashback episode about Jeffrey, how Jeffrey rise to the syndicate he used to work for and whatnot, and also about his sister as well. But it is what it is. Carlton did have some good character. Like, the characters did have some good character development, but I was hoping to see Hillary or Hillary, the original Hillary and the original Carlton show up in the final season. But, it is what it is. But it was good to see Will again and whatnot. So anyway, overall, I gotta say, this final season was okay. So basically, I really liked it more. I really liked it more to come back as Lou. I really liked it Marlon's character who came back to play Lou again in this final season. So basically, I really liked it Marlon. So basically, I really liked that Marlon and whatnot. And it is what it is. So basically, I just wish that this series. I wish that there are some aspects of the series that I feel like they missed out exploring, with certain characters and whatnot. They did change things around. They don't want it to be an exact copy of the original series. I understand that, but otherwise, it did. The series did this reboot series did its thing. So anyway, We guys think about the final season of Bel-Air. Good, bad, or just okay. Please let me know what the comments below. Anyway, turn it off and screw your views. 1,